Welcome to day 2 CBA review with Miss G. So our first thing is we're going to be looking at our fair spinner. We have equal size, which is a good thing because that way we don't have to try to figure out which one's going to be bigger. And it says each section contains the picture of a diamond, a star, or a triangle. So first thing we got to do is we got to figure out how many have we got of each. So we have 3 stars. We have 4 diamonds. And we have 1 triangle. So according to this, we are more likely to land on a diamond than a star. And we have 4 times as likely to land on a diamond than a star. Because if you look from here to here, there is 4 times more of the diamonds than there is stars. Now, it is least likely to land on a triangle. All right. Y'all know how much I love counting, which is like non-existent. How did you sleep, question mark? You suck. All right. So we have a couple things on this one. We have 2 questions. We have theoretical. Remember, that is what should happen of landing on a 7. So we have a 1 out of 8 chance because there is a dice with 8 sides. So it tells me earlier there's a dice with 8 sides. The 30 times is only for experimental. So I don't care about the 30 times when it's talking about theoretical, because theoretical is what should happen. Now, it talks about the experimental. So remember, experimental, we have to use stuff from the table. And it says landing on a 7. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to count all my 7s. So I've got 1, 2, looks like 2 of them. And we already know from earlier that it does say 30. So we have a 2 out of 30 chance, which remember, we got to simplify to 1 out of 15. So remember how I got this. I divide each side by 2. Now, remember, if you run across a question and you're like, yeah, I don't know what the heck this is, ask me, okay? Ask me. All right, next one. We have a square pyramid. So remember, pyramid, I'm going to divide this by 3. All right, we have, and I'm going to go ahead and draw a picture. So if I have a 7, that means this one's also has to be a 7. If you are not sure, draw your pictures. So remember, all I have to do is just literally multiply all 3 and divide, or multiply all 3 numbers and then divide by 3. So remember, this is our 1/3 big BH. Or if you want to think of it as V is equal to big BH divided by 3. Which remember, that big B is just the length times width. So if you want to think of it as this, length times width times height divided by 3, go for it. Because all I'm doing when it's a formula, remember, if it's volume, it's got to have the little 3. If you don't see little 3, then it does not work. So I already know 7 times 7 is 49. That means now I'm just doing times 6.6. So, and to be honest with you, I do not love doing that. So I'm going to do 6.6 times 7. That's 42. 46. And remember, I only have 1. So now I'm going to do 46.2 times 9, or times 9, look at me, times 7. 7 times 2 is 14. I got 43. Yes, I went ahead and already put in my decimal because of the one there. 7 times 4 is 28, plus 4 is 32. Now remember, I still have to divide this by 3. So 323.4 divided by 3 gives me 1, because I can only take away 1 3. I'm not even going to bother doing 0. I mean, I can. Now I'm going to drop down my 2. I cannot subtract 3 from 2, so I'm going to go ahead and put a 0. And then I've got 23. So that would be a 7 minus 21. And then I have 24. So my answer I'm looking for is going to be 107.8. 107.8. All right, this one, I'm going to go ahead and draw my nice little line. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to combine my x's because I've got to make sure that they're the same. So if I'm at -5 on the number line and I go to the right 4, I'm going to still be on the negative side with -1x plus 4, because I am boxing a negative. I'm going to flip my sign. That leaves me with, when I subtract, because I'm getting rid of everything that's next to my box. I cannot mess with the box quite yet. 12 minus 4 is 8. I'm going to divide both sides by -1, which is how I end up with 1x, or just an x, -8. All right, moving on over. It tells me my perimeter is 32. So I have 32 is equal to, or actually I guess I'm going to make it to where you guys have a nice little write-in. So I have width. Better yet, we're going to do this. We're going to go ahead and go length. If I can get my stuff here going. Length plus width plus width is equal to my perimeter of 32. So if I'm going to draw a picture here, I'm going to do my length. I hate length and width. I really do. So it says 2.5x, 2.5x, and then I'm going to have 4, 4, and then my perimeter is going to be 32. So that's my all the way around. So remember, this is P. P is all the way around. Not the inside, just the outside. All right, so I've got 2.5x plus 2.5x plus my 4 is equal to 32. So I'm going to combine what I know. So I'm going to do 2.5x plus 2.5x. That'd be 5x. I'm going to combine my other stuff. So plus 8 is equal to 32. And it is not asking us to find x, so that means I am now done here. Now, if I was to go ahead and solve it, obviously I would box my variable and then solve from there. But it's not asking me to solve. All right, so this one, we're doing the y is equal to mx plus b. That's what we're looking for here. I'm immediately going to go find my b. So this right here is going to be -3 because it is always across from the 0. All right, now my m is going to be my change in y over my change in x. So if I do this, I'm going to go from here to here. I am adding 3. From here to here, I'm subtracting 1. So my m is going to be -1 over 3. My b, -3. That means now I just fill in what I know. So I have y is equal to -1/3 x plus my -3. Or I could have just went -3. Either one works, so just kind of be looking. All right, this one. If it says constant of proportionality, that means I can do something times x to get to y. Or I could just do y divided by x to get my k. So we are going to divide here. So 12 divided by 3 is equal to 4. And I can check it. So times 4 times 4 times 4, they all work. All right, next one. We have rectangular prism. That means I'm multiplying all three together, so V is equal to big BH, or just multiply all three numbers together. It tells me the base of the box with an area. That means I know big B. So 64. I don't know the height, and I do know the volume. So literally what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just divide. Now, I don't love dividing, so I'm going to go ahead and just make myself a table. 164, 2, 128, 3, 128 plus 64 because it's early in the morning and I just don't want to do it. 192, hey, hold on, times 2, 438. So that means my H is going to be 6. Yes, I figured out if I do times 2 times 2. If you're not sure, just keep going with your table. It does work. Or you could have literally just done 64 plus 64, 128 plus 64. That'd be first, second, third. I mean, you're welcome to do that as well. Whatever works for you works for me. All right, your next page. We've got a bunch of information here. So, first thing we're going to do is rate of this per this. That means we have pickles over jars. That'd be y over x, which means it's going to be 80 over 5, which means there is no way it could be that one because this is definitely larger than 1. So that's got to be 16. Now, all I have to do, check it. 16 times 6 is not going to equal that. So that means that is not my answer. Now, from here, I already know I've got one answer, and it does say choose 2. It does say choose 2 over here. I'm going to change that. Choose 2. That means it's got to be one of these. Now, if I don't have a jar, could I have pickles? Which means I have to start at 0, 0, which means this is also my answer. This one wouldn't make sense. So I start at 3 jars is 0 pickles. That doesn't make sense. Think of it this way. Math has to make sense. Now, I could go ahead and make my table and do x, y, 0, 0, 1, 16, 2, it'd be good if I could write today, 32, 3 would be 48, 4, 64, 5 would be 80, of course, and then 6 would be 96. Or you could just do this and be like, okay, I already know this has got to be times 16. That does not equal. We're good to go. All right. Next one. It says equilateral triangle. That means all of these are 6. And it says lateral, which means I don't have to care about the nice little bases, which means this is a 6. And this is a 9. It says equilateral, that means apparently we're going to say that this is a 6. and this is 6, which would make sense because this has to match with this, and then this one would have to match with this one because it's got to close. So remember, this goes to here, this then would have to go to here, and then of course your 2 boxes. Alrighty. And obviously if one side's 6, the other side's 6, and then these are all 9. That means this area has got to be 54. And this one's got to be 54. And this one's got to be 54. There is one other way you could do this. I'm going to just go ahead and say, just deal with this. If you want to know the other way, come see me. Remember, lateral means no bases. So literally, I'm just going to do 54 times 3. I could have done 54 plus 54 plus 54. I'm a bum. I like it easy, so I'm going to just do this. So I've got 162. Remember, if you want to know an easier way, come visit me. I'll show you. From here, no line, that means it's got to be open. I'm boxing a variable. That means my answer automatically flips. Minus 29, minus 29. Okay, I was at 19, I'm going to the left, 29, which means this is going to be a negative 10. My box drops. It breaks. It opens. Negative 4 divided by negative 4. 10 divided by 4. Yes, I know I just did a positive there with a positive 10. That's because my 2 negatives cancel each other out. So this would be 2, decimal, decimal, 0, drop, 5. So I'm looking at 2.5, and I'm looking at a positive 2.5. So from here, I'm going to have my nice little open circle, and I do know x is less. So I've got my positive and I've got my negative. My less side's on the left, so I'm going to shade to that side. All right, probability that a customer will randomly choose a sandwich that's made of white bread, ham, and cheddar cheese. So from here, I have 3 actions. That means I'm going to have 3 fractions, which means I'm going to multiply. Now, you can go ahead and make out your list, but it's a whole lot easier to say I have a 1 and 2 shot here. I have a 1 and 3 shot, because 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And I have a 1 and 2 shot. So, this would be 1/6 times 1/2, which would, of course, be 1/12, which is going to be my overall answer. All right, from here, I've got outside temperature is 4 o'clock. Is it outside temperature is 4 o'clock? Wow. Glad y'all are not dealing with me today on watching this. All right, so we have 8 degrees Celsius. The temperature decreased 2.5 degrees each hour until 10. So first thing I got to know is hours from 4 to 10. I use my fingers when I do this because it's easier for me because I struggle with counting anyway. So we're talking 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That would be 6 hours. And we know we're dropping 2.5. So I'm going to do 2.5 times 6, which would be 0, 3, 15, 1 decimal because of that one. So it's dropped 15 degrees. And then from here, all I have to do is say, okay, it started off at 8. 8 minus 15 is going to be a negative 7. Remember, if you have any questions, make sure you are asking me. I am literally just sitting over here. So, ask away.